All right, so we're going to take a look at getting tendency from data representation. That just means how to get data. So sometimes data isn't just numbers. You might have a dot plot, that's what this one is called, or a histogram or a stem and leaf. And you just have to get the information. So the first thing you go is you're going to go to desmos.com/practice, as we now are doing for this unit. You're going to choose the assessment. You're going to go to Georgia Milestone graphic calculator, and you're going to go start practice. So half a screen calculator, the other half what you're working on. Okay, so this is the exact same thing as before. So to input any data, you go capital A equals, and then you open up an interval. Now, this is just like we were doing before with the numbers. Let me just show you how to read this. So you see how this says 5? There are 2 5s. So you go 5, 5. 6, how many 6s are there? 3. 1, 2, 3. How many 7s are there? 4. Comma, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many 8s are there? 3. Comma, 8, 1, 2, 3. How many 9s? There are 2 9s. How many 10s? There's 1 10. How many 11s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to close the interval. So there are 20 elements in my list. And remember, you always check. So you add 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Always make sure that you've inputted the right thing. Once you have the right thing, you press enter. So now this is my elements. From that, I can calculate whatever this is. So it's asking me for minimal, low quartile. So again, you hit the bottom left on the side of the screen. Then you are going to hit functions, and you want to hit stats. And if you hit this stats button right here, and then you're going to tell it from what data set you want, which is capital A, and then close the parentheses, press enter, and that's how you get the data set. If you're looking for the mean, hit functions again, go to mean. Mean of what? The data set A, close the parentheses, press enter. So I've got probably all the information I need. So what's my minimum value? My minimum value is 5. What's the lower quartile? 6.5. What's the median? 8. What's the upper quartile? 10.5. What's the maximum value? Maximum value is 11. What's the mean? The mean is 8.15. What's the range? All right, so remember the range is your max minus your minimum. So my maximum is 11 minus my minimum of 5. So that's going to give me 11 minus 5 is equal to 6. What's my interquartile range? Remember that is Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 is 10.5, so 10.5 minus Q1, which is 6.5, which is equal to 4, and use a calculator. All right, what's the mode? The mode is the one that you see the most, right? So you can quickly identify which number happens the most. It's 11. Why? Because it's the highest. Boom. All right, so looking at the second part of the question, we have a histogram. Same exact thing. And look, I actually want to show you this. I can leave this up here as set A, come down here and make a new set, and let me call that B. So you can call this anything that you really want. So you go B equals, open an interval, and now you're putting in what would be your numbers. So instead of a dot plot now or numbers, you have a histogram, but you read it the same way. Christine has 80 number of bottles, so that's going to be an 80. Comma. Nora has 100, so it's going to be 100, comma. Christina has 60, so it's going to be 60, comma. Gabby has 30, so that's going to be 30. And that's the end of my data set, so close it. So there are 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, from those 4 elements, press enter. So now from that, I find the mean, median, mode, all that information, right? So I go function, stats, and of what data set. Now, if I put data set A, it's going to find the one that gives you from A equals. So now, because I've labeled it B, I'm going to say capital B. And then close the parentheses, press enter. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and find the mean. So I'll hit mean of what data set? Again, with the second one, so I'm going to say B, and then press enter. And so now I have all this information, I can answer these questions. What is the minimum value? And honestly, did I even need to do that? No, I can just look right here. The minimum value is 30. What's the lower quartile? 45. Ooh. 45. What's the median? Median, 7. What's the upper quartile? 90. What's the maximum value? 100. What's the mean? 67.5. Okay, then it says, what's the range? So remember, your range is your max minus your min. So that's going to be my max of 100 minus my minimum value of 30. So 100 minus 30 is going to give me 7. What is your interquartile range? So remember, your interquartile range is going to be your Q3 minus your Q1. Okay, so what's Q3? Q3 is 90, so that's equal to 90 minus your Q1, which is 45. So 90 minus 45 equals 45. And then what's your mode? So what do you see the most of? Honestly, I don't see the most of any one thing. So for this one, we would go ahead and just put all the values. So I'm going to say in order, because I can't do so many versions of this. So in order from least to greatest is 30, then 60, then 80, then 100. Okay, so there's no mode because there's nothing that's repeating itself. And that's pretty much all you're doing. And now I can actually use these values to compare these two, which is what we're going to look into coming up next. So now you can get questions like, okay, draw a box and whisker plot for now these two things. And you can. Why? Because now you have the minimum, the low quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and the maximum for both of them. And you can draw a box and whisker plot. The question can arise, which one has the greatest average? And all you need to do is go look for your mean, which is 8.15 there. And your mean here is 67.5. So this one would have your greatest average. There are lots of questions that are going to come in comparing two different types of data representation. And that's what we're going to be working on in class. However, I do need you to know how to do it individually so that when we get to where we're comparing both, it's not such a big switch over. And that's pretty much it.